You have been granted a ticket to the finale. Okay. But every privilege has its price. The cost of this offer is 10 million naira and will come out of the prize money. You have the choice to accept or decline.
You, you no go accept care. You no go accept care. That is how Kaybobo bought his spot in the finale with 10 million naira from the prize money. Big brother, you want to finish these people's money, Abby? Don't be smart, you know. They better bring something that is going to make them work to regain the money that they've lost. Because at this point, at this moment, their money is standing at 30 something million naira out of 18 million naira cash that they're supposed to be in the house is down to 30 something million naira. And part of the reasons why that went down this week is because of the immunity, or yeah, the spots that was granted to Kaybobo to the finale, based off of the phone call. How did this phone call happen? It was first of all Ruboy that went to it. But unfortunately, he's the house nail, so they had to tell him to hand it over to the next person on board, which was Kaybobo. That is how he lost his luck, and Ruboy was not able to get his spots in the finale. That is how he lost his spots in the finale, and I feel like he's going to still go home this week. So that would be a very painful thing for him to come out and find out that this is what happened, because Kaybobo was asked not to reveal what was told to him. It was until Ruboy comes out that he'll find out. So, um, Lerato. I like that name. I actually like that name. Like one of the South African names that I like. Lerato. Hi, Lerato. Yes, Kebobo is in the finale alongside Sultana and Mensan. So those are the people that have secured their spots in the finale for now. Now, for how they played their games tonight. They had to plead for their spots and do the most in terms of having to, find a way to beg Sultana or to reason we had to get them into the finale. That's what they did this night. They've done it before, but that's what happened tonight. And I'm going to begin with Faith because this guy is a menace. He strikes me as somebody that would have been very troublesome when he was little. Like he would have just been one of those troublesome children that would just like make sure that he cause trouble one way or the other. So I'm gonna begin with his own and then we'll now head on to the other housemates. So first of all, welcome back to my channel, guys. If you're new here, please do well to like, share, subscribe, and all the good stuff. And do not forget to turn on your post notifications so that I can get notified each time I post a brand new video. Um Random topic saying, who do you think has a strong fan base? I've been saying this since I always say it once whenever I go live. I feel like the four people that are most likely the four people that are on the stronger side are Faith, Koi, Dede, and Imisi. Those are the people that I feel like are in the top four for me. So let's continue. So like I said, Big Brother asked them to talk with Sultana because Sultana is head of house. I'm sure you guys know that already. So they were to plead with her and give her reasons as to why they want to be in the finale. So that at the end of the day, she will now save one of them. You guys, Faith went there. Instead of him to sit down, he just carried his leg and put on the chair. Sultana now told him that he was meant to sit down. He was like, he's not going to sit down. I say, hey, hey, hey. What's going on here? He said he didn't want to sit down. That is it compulsory for him to sit down? At the point where he was asking whether it was compulsory for them to sit down, Big Brother just told him, Faith, sit down, sir. Hello, sir. You have to sit down, sir. And I was like, okay.
You're meant to sit.
I'm not seated.
People sit on that chair. Take your foot off the chair. People sit on it and then your foot is dirty.
Is it compulsory to sit?
And then face just gets square for head. And the funny part is that he's the only one that went this route. I think, yeah, himself, Koyi's own. Koyi just came, said something for like 30 seconds and just relaxed. But he was the only one that like gave this vibe of, I know that you're going to choose who you're going to choose. So I'm not about to plead for that. So he just came in, did his whole thing, acted the whole drama. Then when they now finally told him to sit down, when he began talking, he was saying that he was talking about socks that he gave her at some point, that he appreciates that she still has the socks, even though she tore the socks. but he saw her with it some days ago. I said, I don't understand. What's the happen? What's going on? He was just talking about, some random things. And then at some point, I was like, that he appreciates that, you know, they met each other, and that he also, um, no, yeah, he said that he has done a lot in his house, that he has turned the house upside down. By the end of the day, they've still chosen to save him and keep him in the house. That whether she saves him or she doesn't save him, that if he's going to be in the house, he's going to continue to be in the house. But he's happy. I mean, he appreciates that he met her. I say it's all right.
I've turned this house upside down. And for some reason, people have kept me here. I'm surprised. Whether or not you give me the immunity, if I'm supposed to be here, I'll be here. But I'm glad I crossed paths with you. And I don't regret it. Thank you.
I'm telling you. Somebody said even Biggie was angry. Afia said even Biggie was angry. I'm telling you, he was not having it. Just told him sit down. Sit down, sir. We're not here for that. It's either you're talking or not talking. Like even if you want to say something that doesn't make sense, just sit down first. So yeah, Biggie wasn't having it today. Monday Juliet is saying like play Kaybobo has gotten to the finals. He has, oh my dear. And I strongly feel like he would have gone home today if he didn't get that immunity. Like sorry, he would have gone home on Sunday if he didn't get this spot in the finale through that. I strongly feel like he would have been one of the people that left. Remember I saying my culture left yesterday and now I'm giving Faith all my support. Okay, that's good. That's a good one. My dear Joshua, he did not fail at all. I knew that he was going to be sarcastic, and he went there with that energy. The other housemates were more, they were more easygoing. They were chilled. Even they surprised me. I thought she was just going to give the vibe of, okay, it's fine. This is why I want to be there. Do you? But she went in and she was very like calm and chilled about it. I was like, okay, that's a nice one. Another person that her own was pretty funny was Zita. So that's the next one we're going to be talking about. So Zita just went in and talked about the fact that she didn't expect that she was going to be here to this, up until this point, that she's grateful and all of that. It's when she decided to do the split. I was like, hey, is it that what's going on? So her own was quite funny because of the fact that she was like, okay, what do you want me to do? Tell me what you want me to do to fight for my spot in the finale. So when she did the split, it was like, a funny thing. And I guess that's what I'm going to play next, right?
So get it. If you decide to give me the immunity, I'll be eternally grateful because it's not something that I even foresaw. It's not something I dreamt of. It's not something I thought I could achieve, right?
Yes, now yeah, she comes.
Please, oh my God, wait. What more do you want from me, baby?
You guys, it was so funny. I was like, what's going on? How do we get to the point where we're now splitting to fight for the spots in the finale? Right. So that part was quite interesting to see. So after so I'm just gonna go back to I'll go according to how they now went. So the first person that actually went was Kola. Kola was just talking about how they were earlier on in the show, that they formed an alliance at the beginning. First week, he was talking about their first week alliance, that even though they've gone their separate paths, that there was something. It was basically like we once had something. So maybe that should count for you saving me or whatever it is. But that he's still grateful for where they are at the moment. But he just tried to remind her of the good old days, basically.
Kind of created not an alliance sort of, but people who we felt were comfortable with at that first week. I'm the only one left in all of this, and we all were talking about things, about how we came here. I totally understand that you've created bonds with different people. I'm grateful for where I am.
When Isabella came in, it just reminded me of Fina and Chichi. You know how that set was when Chichi went in. She didn't even have to do so much. She just went in. They laughed, and then she was the one that Fina saved because Fina already knew that she was going to save Chichi. So when Isabella went in, she was like, I don't know. Why do I want to be the finale? I don't know. And I want to be there so that people that called me empty will see me. I want to be at the final party. I want to see you wear your dress. I want to be there because I know if I'm in your position, I'll make sure that both of us, get there. So just talking, I say, it's giving Fina and Chichi at this point. Yeah, she didn't really do more like begging or anything. She was just, she was just talking, right?
I think I deserve to be in the finals, so I'll see you wear your dress to see how everybody's reaction is going to be like if I make it to the finals, to see the last Saturday party, to see the ones that called me empty watch me be on stage.
So yeah, Chimazuru is saying they are not bargaining like business people. Is to tell her that he will give her a certain amount if you make it to the finale, to the final, and win through her immunity. This is what happened during All Stars when they were trying to get people's money together. That Cross was just promising people money outside, he promised 2 million here, 1 million there. He was just promising money, and that's how he was able to buy his way to the finale. Those people were like gamers, gamers, gamers. These ones, they were just like very chill. They were not even petty self. It was just like fates that went in with that petty energy. They were not even bargaining. I strongly feel like if Isabella had put in a little more energy, I feel like maybe Sultana might have been pushed or moved to save her. But she just went, I want this for this, for that, for that. So it just made it a little bit confusing, and then Sultana just decided to do her. Maybe if she gave her something, a reason to, then maybe she would have actually tried to save her. The people's pitches were Imisi, Mide, Dede, Zita, and still Salted didn't save anyone. Even being in this box should make you indebted. So yeah, those people had a good pitch, honestly. But I didn't even expect her to save Dede. But I just appreciate that Dede went in with that. She didn't go in with that whole salty vibe, or like, trying to be however, for Kaybobo, he just said that we've gone a long way. We go a long way because you guys they've known each other even before the house. He knows a lot about her, so he just reminded her of that. Even with his immunity, he was still hustling because obviously he doesn't want them to know that he has immunity. So even with that, he still went with like a normal pitch to try to get her to save him. Basically, he just reminded her of like their relationship from outside.
We've been on this journey for quite a while. I'm proud to this house. We can talk about it, but you know what I'm talking about. I would appreciate if you would consider me just be somebody you would consider to save tonight.
Then Mide also had a good pitch. She just talked about she had to bring up something that they could both relate to. So she just said that Sultana mentioned being underestimated in the house, and that she has always felt that way, being that they're not very athletic, But this week, for this week, they've shown themselves in other aspects. Sultana winning the head of house, Mide going far in head of house games, being able to show her strength in a different way. So she just pleaded with her on that vibe of like, this is how we can both relate. This is how this is where we have like similarities. So she also had a pretty good pitch, and I was like, okay, that's not a bad one. Yeah.
I feel like you said something today that struck me. You said that you've been underrated in this house. And I feel that way too. I feel like just because somebody's not athletic doesn't mean that they're not worthy of being a competitor. There's other things that they can bring to this house.
And then Jason J now went in, and I was curious to hear from him, because before this whole thing, he was hugging her very tightly and everything, and I was like, okay, let's see what he's gonna say. He now spoke about his life outside of the house, that he had different paths to take, the entertainment or like the normal straightforward work path, but he chose entertainment, and that in the entertainment things have not been going smoothly for him like that. But then he found himself in the house, which was a good thing, and that he feels like this is his last chance. This is like his last chance to, find his way to the top, and not, let's see which language we even use, whether not perish, I mean, not crumble in his old age. I said, let's see, bring old age for this matter. I think his speech was a bit funny because when I was like, let's see, carry old age come this matter, but like, yeah, he was being serious about it.
There was a time in my life where I had to make a decision whether to, follow the normal route where school, work, and all of that, or to choose entertainment. And I chose entertainment because that's my passion. It's be a life-changing opportunity. Weirdly, I feel like this is the last chance I have to hold my space and not crumble at old age.
That old age part just made me laugh. I said, we can't give old age again. Which one be old age again? What's it bring old age for this matter? Praise is saying this is the finale. Fight for your favorite. Oh. Fight for your favorite. Oh. If you know fights, they can literally the vote percentage difference between somebody that will go home and stay might literally just be 1%. So definitely fight for your favorites. I strongly believe that we're going to have a top 10. So three people are going to be going home. I feel like the sure bets for me will be Zita. Another sure bet is most likely maybe Rude Boy. Zita and Rude Boy, then one other person is going to add on to that. But yeah, fight for your favorites. So for Emisi, she just spoke about like wanting her parents to see her on I'm sorry, yeah, to be there, see her on stage, that she knows that if she gets to the finale, they're going to definitely be present. So her people, just wanting her people to be there because she was able to scale through to the finale.
To be on the stage, and my grandma, my family, my siblings actually watching me being on the stage, like, because I know they would definitely come if I make it to the finale. Like, this would be a proud moment for me and my siblings and my grandma, and not having to pack my load on Sunday, the anxiety, everything that comes with that.
Afia is saying, as suggesting right after the head of house, he was making moves for immunity. Yes, I said this in my other video. Baba been the hustle, and I actually like that she ended up not giving it to him because I was like, Baba, on Sunday, if that Joanna stayed back in the house, I'm very sure the dynamics with you and Sultana this week would have been different. He would have continued to play both sides. I'm sure he would have continued in the triangle narrative if that Joanna did not go home. But as Joanna left, he now said, I think I need to, keep my tents. I need to secure whatever it is that I have here and not let this go. So in ways no they gas in they operate. So I like that she did not save him. So make everybody fight that way. May everybody may them go vote. Let them fight for their spots in the finale. And then for Koi, he just came in, said something briefly. He's very competitive, and he knows that if she picks him, they'll still see him like, oh, this competitor. And his own was very, very short. Honestly, his own was short.
I am always bringing the energy to the task, to the wage presentation party, any in the house. If there's always competition, whenever they see me, they'll be like, yeah, I have to compete with this guy. Like, it is nothing I can get for too easy. So if you save me, there'll still always be that competition.
Grace is saying, what are they fighting for? What are they asking Sultana for a spot in the finale? You guys know how they did for Fina's set. So Sultana actually on the three of trinkets, the paper she picked said save one. So she was given the power to save one housemate, but the housemates had to talk to her and give her reasons why they deserve to be saved for her to now make a decision, which is what they were doing here, since this is like the last week to the finale. So that's what this is all about. Yeah. So like I said, Didi had a very pretty had a pretty good speech. She just said, she has seen herself as a perfectionist, just wanting to make sure that everything is going well and everything is just in the perfect way. And she did not think that she deserves to be here, or she didn't feel like she was going to be here up until this point and all. But now she has just decided to let loose and everything. But she also doesn't want to leave, and for some weird reason that it's not for something serious or something deep. It's just like she wants to really see like her mom, just knowing that her mom is going to have use this as like bragging rights is one of the reasons why she really wants to be there. Like, oh, maybe like her mom posting it on WhatsApp and everything. So it was a nice picture. She always like see her mom is always in like everything that she talks about in the house.
Hi. So to be very honest, I have actually never felt like I deserve to be here. If you ask me on a very deeper level if I really want to leave, how I feel, I would say no. The need for my mom to post it on her WhatsApp status with very funny emojis, or the need for her to call her sisters and brothers to say, if you took it, in Igbo and silly things like that, and the need for her to feel like she has something that was given to her personally, and she didn't have to work so hard as usual to get it.
Oh, so yeah. Somebody saying, yeah, Grace, yeah, you're welcome. James is saying first date to luckily meet you live. Yeah. Abigail, why didn't she say why didn't she give Isabella? I think it's because she just wanted to she wanted to choose the easy way out, to be honest. Because I'm sure if she saved Isabella, maybe she would be feeling bad that she didn't save Jason. She still considered Jason's feelings in that mix. That's what I'm feeling. You know that kind of thing where you have two people that you're close to in the house, and you're like, if I save this person will feel bad. If I save this person will feel bad. So I feel like she still considered Jason's feelings somehow, so that he will not feel somehow. As much as he was expecting to be saved, I'm sure he was expecting to be saved. Isabella was also expecting to be saved, but she's like, okay, instead of making this whole thing a big deal, oh yeah, I know they save anybody, make everybody go fight for their sport. So at the end of the day, she just said that, most of them had like pretty good pitches, or most of them had nice things to say. But unfortunately, she has the power to just save one, or on the other hand, not save at all. And then she chose not to save anybody at all. And giving everybody like a fair chance to for their fans to fight to the finale. Even though I feel like if it was Jason, if for no reason for do wetin he want do, for no carry her for mind, if he would have done what he wanted to do. The boys in this house, they're very brutal. They do whatever they want to do, and after they now apologize, and then you now forgive them, and then So I feel like if it was Jason, maybe he would have not even reasoned it like that. He would have just saved who he wanted to save. But it's still fine. I have a strong feeling that most of Sultana's fans are going to go hard for Isabella, and then couple with the fans that Isabella has. So she'll probably still get to the finale. Like I said, Jason already made her angry yesterday. If she had saved Bella, Jason would have been chilled because he would not choose her. He would have not been chilled though today. You needed to have seen how he was hugging her for almost 2 minutes. He would have he would have used, maybe he would not say anything. He may not say it, oh, I feel bad, but his attitude will show. I'm very sure he wanted it, or he was gunning for it. Basically, let me just put it that way. He was gunning for it. Yeah, Chicky Jane said her best decision. Yeah, that was a good one. Just remove the burden from her, from her, So I've already showed you guys Zita's own. So at the end of the day, like I said, she didn't end up saving anybody. So all the other housemates, with the exception of Kaybobo, Menzan, and Sultana, are up for possible evictions this week. So make sure you go vote. For the prize money, their prize money has gone down by 14 over 14 million naira. The housemates were very shocked. They were like, big brother, wait till we do, wait till we chop, where they collect our money. What's happening? They were so surprised when they showed them what is remaining, and right now their money don't short.
I ordered from us. I didn't see the horse.
37 million naira, 37.5 million naira. Now remain for their money out of 8 million. And 50 million was added already from doing well last week. So people that added, he said they were able to double their weekly money, which is like 7 million, 7.5 or so. And then they now added 50 million. So as they added 50 million, they took out 10 million. They took out like 14 million, in fact. I don't even know where the other 4 million or this thing came from. Maybe now their costume and stuff with the order. Um, Chucky James saying, what did they do to get such deductions? 10 million was from Kaybobo. Kaybobo got immunity to the finals, and it came at a cost. He picked up the phone. It came at a cost. 10 million naira was down. I don't know where did that 4 million come out from, because last week they took out 3 million for Joanna and Faith's enjoyment. So yeah, people that when this whole thing is done, we need to do accounting. The Lord needs to come and do it, and we need to see everything. We need to follow you and do the costing on how they did. Objection on that. Nothing brutal pass waiting Joanna do faith before eviction. Now the matter we see they settle for. Interesting. How is Kaybobo not up? You if you watch the replay, you're gonna get he picked up the phone and he got immunity through the red phone. When we need to do it to people that you need to explain things because we know they understand what's they happen again. Yeah, 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 moving funny. I see your operations. I see what you're doing. So, but I feel like they are going to do a game. They're going to do something. They're going to be given the option to try and make the money back. Maybe this week or next week, they'll be given a task or something to do to make the money back. I don't think that everybody will end up not giving them. It will be very shady of him to operate like that. At least maybe it reach like 50 million or 60 million, something, not 40 million or more. You know, go jigo. Or if it's 70 million and just you just say, okay, only that 10 million and 3 million and everything. But maybe like say it can't be 30 something million. And I was saying 10 million for immunity. I would have asked to go home for 5 million. They didn't give him that option. Somebody was saying that if they were to be in his shoes, they would have just said, people, give me the money, let me carry the money and be going. But now he didn't get the money, he just got the immunity, But they didn't give him the option to take the money. I'm sure if they gave him, maybe they should have done that. They should have given him the option to take the money and go home or use the money to buy immunity. Right? It would have not been bad actually. Then we'll now see the result of that. They've done it in like maybe Mzanzi, something like that before. They offered someone money and the person went home. I keep forgetting Lema, yeah. Who did she save? She didn't save anybody. All of them are up for possible evictions. All of them, everybody gonna fight for your position. So if you're currently in the live stream, please give it a thumbs up. I'm about to round up now so that it doesn't get too long and people are not able to watch the replay. So thanks for tuning in. Um, let's see. Tomorrow, we'll meet again tomorrow. We're counting down to days now. We have a few days left. We have like 13 days left before the show is over. I'm so happy. I'm literally the happiest person because I've been so stressed. But we thank God. We give God all the glory. You're welcome, dear. You're welcome. You're welcome. Omo, I don't explain my in fact my throat's don't dry on top the explanation. If you watch the replay, you get it, sure. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Please give it a thumbs up and bye, guys. Love you. Kisses.